Hey, we're back. We survived another week. We're back with the vinyl collection, the record show, looking through the vinyl shelves, all that good stuff. What is this? It's a show where we go through our record collection. We flip through the records to see what's inside. We open them up, see what's happening, see what the vinyl looks like. Maybe it's been a while since you've opened it, so let's see what fun stuff's inside. You never know what's in an old record. Could be lots of fun stuff in there. So yeah, we do that. I bring on some special guests. The vinyl experts are with me as always, and we go through everyone's collection and check it out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're tuning into this or if you're watching the recording after the fact. That always helps channel out. And if you're tuning in right now, hit the like button. That does a big thing. So what else can I say? This is a live chat. If you join us in the chat on YouTube, we'll be happy to talk to you, and we'll answer any questions, or you can join into the show even. There's a link in the chat to get in, call into the show. I don't care who you are. We'll support you. We'll bring you in, and we'll have a fun chat. But who are we chatting with? We have our regular guests and one brand new special guest. Let's bring them all in here. Look at that. No, it's backed by huge demand. None other than Curtis is here.
Is
Look
it?
at that. He's decked out in Rolling Stone memorabilia.
Mm-hmm. Going to be talking about the Beatles today.
I'm doing Beatles.
Oh, well. I think I'm doing Rolling Stones. Let me turn. I'm so sweaty and shiny. I apologize.
You're a sweaty mess.
You call yourself an actor.
You shut the hell up, old man.
Oh, we got Kevin joining us, Buried on Mars. Of course, he's big on the WordPress, buriedonmars.com.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm surprised Bill did not catch that right away.
Fancy.
Look at that, eh? No WordPress. Boom.
Did you?
Wow, I am impressed.
Did that AC/DC news that you put up, did that go on buriedonmars.com?
It shot up so high today. It was just, I could not believe the amount of traffic that post got. And it just pushed me over the edge to actually do the buriedonmars.com.
Really?
Actually, I got a coupon today for half price. So I said, all right, I'll try it for half price. And then they gave me a free domain with the what is it? It's WordPress Business or something like that. So I'll try it out for a year. And then, because then in a year's time, it goes way up. So we'll see how well it does. But I can put ads on the site now and we'll see if they generate any revenue or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Be huge.
If not, I don't care. It was only
no harm, no foul, right?
Yeah, it was only a few dollars, and what the heck? I'll be the sole proprietor of buriedonmars.com for a full year.
Congratulations. That's exciting.
Big step.
That is crazy. You know, when we had our website, stcpod.com, no longer in service, that was only like $17 a year or something like that. It was extremely cheap. And then you link it to whatever we had it linked to, like you do with the WordPress business.
Well, WordPress does it all in one, right? So they actually link it for, like, you don't have to go through a third party to link it up.
Cool. Well, that's huge news. I thought the guy with the biggest news would be our next guest, Chris Roberts, who this week launched 2020's favorite new podcast, the Retro Nonsense Podcast.
Yeah, well, there's only a few months left, so we have time to lose that status. Someone else will come out next week, and we'll be done.
It is wonderful. It is a touching love story of two adult males who have never met each other, but come together through nostalgia.
Yeah, I had someone critique that to me, and I had explained to him that we're both straight, and it's like no, dude, it's not like that. But it's totally cool.
I felt the love in it for sure. There was a lot of love talk, which is good.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and so that is going to be available everywhere. Not yet though, right? It's just on Podbean
it's
right now.
on Podbean, and I think he submitted it to iTunes and the Google. But
hey, Chris.
Yes.
Check it out. What I was listening to right before we got on here.
Look at you. See, all support.
Look at how far am I? I got
How far are
33
you?
minutes. 33 minutes.
That's
left.
cool. You're about halfway. That's all right. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned you. I gave you talked about you a little bit.
Oh, I haven't got to that part yet.
Yeah, I mean, nothing. All
By the
positive.
way, you know how many hoops I had to? You son of a bitch. You know how
No,
many
really,
hoops
really. I mean it.
I had to jump through to get this dang thing? I know that's what we're talking about right now, but I got to download Podbean and
Right.
search
And
for
then,
it.
Well,
Click play.
well, you could have just followed the link, I guess. But
I did. But then it said you don't have the.
Well, you have to connect it to like a Facebook or something, and I don't know. It took me like 3 clicks, and I was in. So
Too many clicks, Chris. I want one click. I'm a one click.
I mean, after it's approved by these other services, you'll have more options, and it'll go right to your iTunes.
You know what this is? This is a bunch of nonsense.
It is. Yeah. See, we got to live up to that.
Well done. It'll be everywhere soon. That's what I'm hearing. It'll be everywhere. My only critique with it was my name was not mentioned. And Chris talked about his other properties, but
see, the thing is you've always you referred to me as a caller for a while, and then but then again, Derek used to refer to me as a guest, so I don't know. It's all right. Hey, listen, I'll talk you up next time. You got to leave them wanting more. If you put too much in one thing, it gets lost.
That's right. You got to fix that.
Absolutely.
Next episode. Well, this is the vinyl collection where we talk about music and talk about records. And I'm going to start off today, as I normally do. I start off with something vinyl adjacent. So that's where I will start today's episode. This past week was Record Store Day Part 2. Record Store Day has been broken up into 3 events this year due to the situation going on, to make it easier for all of us to collect all the good stuff coming out on Record Store Day. I don't know if anyone saw the video I put out today, but it was a complete hose job for me and my town. The 0 inventory came into my entire town. 0. So I put out a rant video about that. I don't do rant videos, but I had to talk about it. Had to get it out there. So like the first time on Record Store Day where I got nothing, I did shop at my local store because he puts on the rest of the store on a 20% or 15% sale during Record Store Day. He did that again, and I happened to be looking through the DVDs, and he had some music DVDs that I never see anywhere, and from an artist that is usually difficult to collect. And that's some Frank Zappa stuff here on DVD. So I managed to find 2 DVDs of Frank Zappa. Let me start with this one. This is the Dub Room Special. I don't think, for the longest time, this was like a bootlegged gem that people in the know would trade around, and it was very sought after. I think it was only produced on Laserdisc, and that's why it never got wide release until after Frank passed away, and his wife Gail just started releasing everything. So they finally got this out for everyone. There's the inside. I'm going to show you a very Gail move. Kevin, have you seen this, the Dub Room?
No, I have not.
You're going to like this if you ever get to see it, because he like hosts the show. Well, you can kind of see it from the cover. He hosts the show from inside a broadcast facility in the 80s. So you get to see all this old school TV stuff.
Cool.
That does sound familiar. Maybe I have seen that, or parts of it anyways.
Yeah, like in one of the shots, you can see a 1-inch machine in the background. Yeah, like back here on the spine. You can kind of, I don't know.
That's also Curtis's nickname.
Yeah, right there. 1-inch
machine. The 1-inch machine.
That's what the ladies say, anyways. From what
So in between concert segments, you see him in this broadcast facility, which is cool for us old TV guys to see. But this is so Gail, what she did here. I don't know if this will show up, but she talks about the concert footage that's included here, and how for this release you only get it in it's only in stereo for this release. But it says here, these 2 programs are slated for DVD as whole concerts mixed in multi-channel. You will be completely surrounded. So it's saying, you know, this is good, but you're gonna have to go out and buy something else to get the full experience, and that's a big Gale Zappa kind of thing. But Baby Snakes was also there, and this is a full-on release. That's in full surround sound, 5.1 surround, and this is mixed by Dweezil while he was still part of the family and not an outcast, and he knows his stuff, so that's going to sound really good. And it comes with this neat little insert, like a top secret FBI file, and it's got all kinds of ephemera and stuff in there. But the funniest is this is like their label they were using, and it's a punch out, and you can assemble these glasses to wear, and this fake nose to put on it. So it's all funny Zappa stuff. If you're
What's
a Zappa guy,
an ephemera? I've never heard that before.
I was thinking the same thing. Great use of the word.
Ephemera?
Ephemera is like historical paper products. Very delicate.
Did you see that in a documentary recently or something? Or?
Well, I'm a collector, so you find out about this stuff.
He's got a
right.
word of the day calendar, like off to the side, and he's like, "Gotta work in ephemera today."
Actually, I'll tell you where it was. I remember this. I was watching some documentary with Geddy Lee, and he was touring some guy around his house. And Geddy Lee is a huge collector, right, of baseball stuff.
Yep.
Have you seen that baseball room?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Geddy Lee actually used that word because he has a whole bunch of baseball ephemera, which is not the baseballs or the bats. It's all the would pennants. The pennants be ephemera, but like all the booklets, programs, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. His best friend is Randy Johnson, who's a baseball pitcher, and Randy Johnson's a big music guy. So Geddy Lee is like his gateway into getting all the music memorabilia, and then Randy Johnson gets him all the baseball memorabilia. But he's like he had like a ton of baseballs from the Negro Leagues, which is really rare and expensive stuff because most of those guys are gone. They're dead. And not a lot of people, attended those games like Major League Baseballs and held on to baseballs signed by those players. Yeah. And he donated his entire collection to the Negro League's Baseball Hall of Fame, which I wish I knew where it was, but it was like millions upon millions of dollars that he just donated for free to this Hall of Fame. I'd love to go there one day and check that out.
Wow. Did he fully donate it or lend it?
No, it's theirs. Like it's here you go.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, what was he going to do with it? And pretty much that's what he said. He's like, I collected them all. I had them. I'm like, what am I going to do with all these? So give it to the Hall of Fame.
That's true. Yeah, I could see that because the way he was talking, he like collects and he must complete his collection, right?
Yeah.
And then once it's complete.
And what is he going to do? He's going to find like some other buyer or something like that. So he gave it to the museum so other people can see it. It was really cool. Right. Geddy Lee, Canadian. Good guy.
All around good guy. And I don't know, were we talking about it? Or you guys talking about it? How music licensing, between band members is tough. But like Rush always split their licensing 3 ways.
Well, we were talking about the Tragically Hip, how the Tragically Hip did that. Because there's that one documentary about the side musicians, the backup guys, and we watched that, and it was about like Billy Joel and his drummer and how he came up with an arrangement for that one song, and he doesn't get any sort of royalties from it, and it was all backfighting and everything like that. Then the next documentary we watched was about the Tragically Hip, and the first thing they said is we split everything all 5 ways, and they remained a band for 35 years. So
yeah, it's the way to go.
That's really cool.
All right, so I'm ready to pass it on over in the big Bandy Square for the night. By the way, Matt Bandy unfortunately couldn't make it tonight, or he might pop in later. You never know. He's got a lot of heavy stuff to do, big stuff, big time stuff. You'll hear about it soon. I promise you. Stay tuned to this channel for more news on Big Bandy. There's a tease. So I will toss it over this way to my friend Curtis.
Am I doing? Oh, to me? To me?
There you go. And tell us what you brought for us tonight. I know you're excited to come back.
Very excited. Yeah. So we're starting with vinyl adjacent. I got a couple vinyl adjacent things. I bet nobody's shown one of these before. You guys familiar with Scotch tape?
Somewhat. Yeah.
Great. Well, my friend got me this. I don't know why. Maybe for birthday or Christmas. It's a Scotch tape.
Oh, man.
That's cool.
That's super cool, dude.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this tape.
I want that so bad.
How cool is that? Maybe I'll put it right. No.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And it's heavy. It's got some like heft to it. I like it. But this is what sits in my office here, and when I need to tape stuff, that's what I use. I saw that. I meant to show that last time, and I was like, remember. And then I'm going to slowly be going through my cassettes. I pulled this one today due to the announcement that this is going to be coming back soon. I'm very excited. All you fans of 1990s cartoons will remember the Animaniacs.
For sure.
They're coming back?
Yeah, coming
New
back.
episodes? Oh.
New episodes. Brand new. You know what? Funny fact about the Animaniacs. Their original run, they had 99 episodes. And on the 99th episode, it ended with something like Yakko saying, like, "You're never going to believe what's coming up in the next episode. Oh, it's going to be wild. Stay tuned." And then it got canceled. And they never got there. 99. So yeah, let's see. It's just a standard old cassette. It's great though. If you know the Animaniacs, it's got all the famous songs. The Yakko's World, where he sings all the countries of the world.
Lake Titicaca on there.
Is that an actual song?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Let's see.
Lake Titicaca.
It doesn't show on here, but
No,
I don't know.
Throw it out then. It's no good.
Yeah, that's garbage.
And it's your standard. Got all the lyrics, which is great if you wanted to sing along with the world. What is it? Yakko's World or whatever. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia. I could go on.
Now we're getting a copyright hit.
Yeah, seriously. But that's
What was the like coupon thing in there? There was some kind of mail away or something.
Oh, let's take a gander, Bill. It's a good question. Okay, so Kid Rhino Club membership form. What the heck is that? Okay, here we go. On the back, I'm going to read this. Join the new Kid Rhino Club. What's the Kid Rhino Club? Stampede with a thundering herd. It's Kid Rhino's Club, just for his closest pals, ages 3 to 11. And it's free, as in no purchase necessary, and no dues. This totally sounds like free candy in the back of a white van. So who's Kid Rhino? He's the chief of the children's label of Rhino Records, the world's oldies label for rock and roll and all kinds of great music. Kid Rhino loves making music and making friends too. Lately, he's been making a lot of new friends. Maybe you know some of them. There's the Hanna-Barbera crowd with the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Yogi Bear, and more. There's a whole bunch of characters from McDonald Land like Ronald McDonald, Grimace, Hamburglar, Birdie the Early Bird, and the Fry Kids. Of course, Kid Rhino still brings you the best in kids' music from blah, blah, blah. Hold on.
What kid is reading all that?
And I still don't understand, like, if I'm a part of the club, what's the benefits? When you join, you'll get a personalized membership card plus a surprise from the kid. I don't know if I want that. How do I join the club? Just fill out the coupon on the other side and mail it to us. That's all you have to do. Join and get a free surprise. That's right. But if we tell you what it is, you won't be surprised. Be sure to allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. So what are you waiting for?
I don't know.
Do it.
That's really creepy sounding. I mean, so you sign up once. You know what it sounds like? Mailing list.
Of
like
course.
Collecting.
Yeah.
Like you get a gift, but then what happens after your free gift? Like, what is the club get together? What do we discuss?
You know, it was a common tactic though for mail list collecting like that during that time.
Yeah.
In the WWF, they had this thing where was it Tugboat or Hulk Hogan? So I think it was Hulk Hogan got injured or something. Maybe it was Tugboat got injured, one or the other. But they had like this little thing like, hey kids, he's really hurt and he needs your support. If you want to write him like a good get well soon letter, send it to this address. And it was all just a way to get their addresses so they could send them catalogs and put them on a list. It was just like so shady.
And that stuff worked.
It did. It did. It was like
People were dumb back then.
No one would give away their information for free today.
No.
They just believed everything. Oh, by the way, I had a couple more things. I'm wearing them. So this, I was fortunate enough to see the Rolling Stones in, I don't know, 2016, 2017 was the Zip Code tour. And let me take this off. So that's the hat I picked up.
It's really cool.
Thought I'd wear that. And then this shirt as well, which is awesome because they played a bunch of stadiums and all the tongues are like the different colors of the stadiums or like the team, like trying to remember.
The soccer
Football?
stadiums, right?
It could be anything. Could be because I saw it in San Diego at Petco Park. So maybe that was this one. I'm not sure. That's the Padres. But anyway, yeah, maybe down. Yeah.
I see the racing one, like the racing flag. So.
Yeah. It could have
Quebec?
been, Indy or
Quebec.
something. Who knows?
Yeah. Let's see if we can see the back.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Petco.
Yeah, Petco at the top, Columbus, Minnesota, Dallas, Atlanta.
So
Oh.
anyway, that's that.
Nice
Carry on.
modeling to start off.
Yeah, I thought I'm going to be showing some Rolling Stones later, so I thought let's. Do you guys ever do you go to concerts? I don't know why I do this. I've stopped doing this, like getting merch at concerts, because then I'd come home and like I've never worn this hat, like until tonight. I don't think I've ever worn it since I bought it.
Well, one upside to that is the
Reselling?
concert merch is always is worth something. Every time I come across something that was like a concert exclusive shirt or a hat, or
Yeah.
even the programs,
Yeah.
they always have a really good resale value. So if you don't want to wear it, keep it clean, put it away, and 10 years or so, it's going to be worth $100.
Yeah. Well, this hat has this barely worn.
Yeah.
A friend of mine is collecting the Kiss programs from like every tour, and he's like, I'm only collecting Kiss. And then I think just last week he found
Slippery slope.
he found a Bon Jovi one, and then that was it. Now he's on Bon Jovi.
Man.
So.
Yeah. Bon Jovi, what a strange one to transition to. Not that I have nothing against Bon. I love Bon Jovi. I want Bon Jovi. I want to get all the programs.
Right.
So that's the thing.
I happen to have a Bob program right here for a video coming soon. I rarely buy the stuff at the concert venue, except for posters, because that was a slippery slope. Once you get one poster from one venue, you kind of got to get it every time. So I get that. That's only $20. I don't normally buy this because they're just super generic.
Yeah, I've always wondered. I've never looked in the programs. What's in them?
It's nothing. It's just like odd quotes and different photos. You'll have to tune into the video when this comes out.
Oh, okay.
But it's like $15. So why? And then shirts now are like $60, $65, and they're the worst quality t-shirts imaginable.
Actually, that's I went to Paul McCartney and I got a Paul McCartney shirt, and I feel like they stamped it right around the back there because I put it on, and I thought it was like an optical illusion at first, or like part of it. No, like the writing is like all sideways off to the side and like tilts. It looks so bad, and it just drives me nuts. Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
What I have picked up at the last few shows that I've been to, and mind you, they've been smaller shows, is the vinyl records from the bands. So I like the last couple times I saw Sloan, I bought a couple of their albums, and the Sheepdogs, because they're $20, and no tax, like tax in and everything like that, not paying shipping or anything like that. So it's actually usually a pretty good deal. and you're paying it directly. Like the money you're spending goes directly to the band.
When do you get the record? Like, because you got to carry around
away.
the record. Then
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
band.
That's the only part that
Hate
sucks.
Yeah, you got to get it before it sells out, right?
Right, and so you just get your seat, and you put it in a bag, and it sits by your feet. And,
Right.
That's it.
I hate
Speaking
that.
of
I get these posters, and you got to be so gentle because it's ephemera. So you got to be gentle with it for a whole show at your feet. It's rough.
Speaking of those shirts, I took my oldest son to the Tool concert here in Fresno, and on our way in, there's always those shady guys like hovering around the venues. It's even at football games or whatever. They're always like hanging around. Sometimes they're trying to sell tickets or whatever. But there's a shirt racket where they're like, "Hey, you want to buy a shirt?" And at first I was like, "Man, get the fuck away from us!" And he's like, "Oh, come on, you could afford $5." I was like, "Oh, yeah, give me one of those." So I bought it for him, and I looked at it. I was like, "Well, this actually looks really good." Of course, it's like jersey or whatever is the tag. You know what I mean? It's a generic shirt, but the quality looked really good. So I bought it for him. He was all stoked. We went into the venue, and I met up with one of my friends, and he just bought one for like, at the time they were about $35, maybe $40. And the whole time, and like he did the thing you're not supposed to do. He put it on to wear it at the shirt. You're supposed to, only douchebags do that. You wear somebody else's shirt to the concert. But anyway, he put it on, and of course my son, he was little, so he put it on, and I figured, when you're small, you get a pass. So I'm looking at both of them, and I just I can't believe how much better this $5 shirt looks than that. I mean, it looked like really thin cotton. Some of the letters were cracking already. It looked like shit. I was like, dude, you paid like, I didn't say that.
Usually those like roadside ones, those are like the misprint BS shirts, so you'll get in there and you'll be like, the Rolling Stones. What? Like, I don't remember there being 3 O's in Tool.
Right. Yeah. But it was really good.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, you are up today.
Oh, okay. Well, my vinyl adjacent is CDs, because vinyl's getting like crazy expensive. So I've been just like, screw it, I'll get some CDs. Especially I got a nice, my little thrift store here in town sells like whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it is. They sell them for $2. So even if it's the Beatles or whatever, like now, I don't know if you notice, you go into Valley Village or whatever, and if something's Beatles, it's like a $7 CD, when like all their CDs should be like $1.99 or whatever. Anyways, so I picked up a couple of John Hyatt CDs. This guy, I actually saw him open for BB King like in 2002, and really good. Like he did a really fantastic job, really awesome. But I just never, I don't know, I was kind of forgot about him or whatever. And then I found this one actually one day, and I played it, and it was fantastic. And then I found this one like at the same place like the next day. And they're both great. So he's one of those guys that he writes, like the songs that he writes become hits, but it's not his performance. So he wrote Riding with the King that BB King and Eric Clapton covered, and I think a couple of Bonnie Raitt songs. It's one of those guys. Also grabbed Tony Bennett and Katie Lang, which you can laugh at all you want, but this is actually really fantastic. Katie Lang's a great singer, and they do all standards on here, and it was a fantastic CD, especially for Sunday morning or whatever. $2. I'm sure the Americans haven't heard of Colin James, but he's a Canadian blues guy and rock guy. And Traveler has like one radio hit that they play here in Canada all the time. This is a good rock and blues album. I picked up some BO for Sarah. This has the Get Out of My Wheels or Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car. This was brand new. It was still in the cellophane. This is Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant. And if you ever heard Allison's Restaurant, it's like 18 minutes long. It's song number one there. And it's just him talking, just telling the story. And it's kind of like a story about the Vietnam War and stuff.
Yeah, but the other stuff on there too is great on that
Sure.
Arlo.
Yeah. It was all good. I enjoyed the whole thing. But the interesting story was the first song. So that's what I talked about. I'm trying to move along here. Trying to be quick. Top Gun soundtrack. Everyone likes Top Gun, right?
Hell yeah, that's a good one.
I know it's Bill's favorite movie. So I'm not sure why he doesn't have the soundtrack yet. He should have that. Willie Nelson's greatest hits. There's a bajillion different variations of Willie Nelson's greatest hits, but this one was $2. So that's why I grabbed it. It's like half his songs and half covers. So
you know, I saw him last year he was at our Fresno fair, and man, I mean, he's old as dirt, but damn, he was still good. He's just really good.
Yeah, anytime I see him in interviews or whatever, he's like razor sharp still. He's a little slower, when he does the response, but the response is still there. Like,
well, he sang probably about 5 or 6 of his songs, and then he passed off a few. I think it was his daughter and his son, like they kind of were doing some stuff, and so that was kind of cool too. But he played the big hits and he sounded good, and I mean, he looked pretty good. It was pretty good.
And there's another guy that gets kind of in trouble with his politics too.
Oh yeah.
I got Elton John's what is it, Yellow Brick Road?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah,
so this was a double on LP. But you just got the one on here. So I think I got this one at Walmart though, and it was $5. So I spent a little bit more on that one. This one was at Walmart too. Not a big Bob Seger fan, but when I was playing Grand Theft Auto 4, they kept playing the song called Her Strut, and that's on here, and it's a fantastic song. And the rest of the album is pretty good too. He's much better than the crap that they keep playing on the radio over and over again. Got John Lee Hooker, The Healer. This was an album he did with a bunch of other people. This was produced by Carlos Santana. You got Bonnie Raitt on here, George Thorogood. He was doing that before it got popular like 10 years ago. So that's like from 89. Got The Horn, Lena Horne, The Lady is a Tramp. Been watching Sanford and Son, and it's always going on about Lena Horne. It's good. We were talking about the Grateful Dead a couple of weeks ago, and I said there was only 2 albums that you need from the Grateful Dead, but I forgot about In the Dark, which you also need because it has Touch of Grey on here, which is like one of their best songs. So that was $2. This one was $5. This is Johnny Cash with Willie Nelson, the VH1 Storytellers series. So yeah, this is just them going through a bunch of their hits and some covers and that, and they're just talking about music and that. It's really great. The video is great too, and I had a burnt copy on CD, but for $5 to get a legit one. And then I got Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry, again because it was just $2. So why the heck not? This one I never heard of. This is a weird title. It's the band Traffic, which is Steve Winwood's band. This is from 1971. And the title of this album is The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys. And that song is like 12 minutes long. And there's only 6 songs on the album. So it could almost be an EP, but it's considered a full LP. But anyways, I listened to it. It was kind of weird. It was out there. Then there's Billy Idol, Whiplash Smile, which the big hit on this one was To Be a Lover. Mostly got that for Sarah, but And then finally, I got this is Pride and Glory. This is a band from Zakk Wylde, who is Ozzy Osbourne's guitarist sometimes. And he has another band called Black Label Society. I could never get into them, but I always enjoyed Pride and Glory. Actually, my buddy Deke there over on his website, when I can't remember the name.
Oh, dude.
It's Thunder Bay Arena Rock. I got it. I got it eventually. I have dyslexia, so that's my excuse. Anyways, he did a write-up of it, and I was like, oh, yeah, Pride and Glory. And I went back and streamed it and listened to it. And by chance, they just re-released the album. It was out of print for the longest time. And this is the 2 CD version, so it has like some covers and stuff on the second CD, and it came with a little poster too. But yeah, it's good stuff. They do a cover of some of Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin, and the one kind of a novelty song on here. It's kind of a funny song. What the heck's it called? I Hate You. What's it called? Hate Your Guts. Go check that one out on YouTube. Pride and Glory, Hate Your Guts. It's a good song. That's it. Those were my new pickups. That was enough. Done.
Did we lose Bill? Bill, you
my stuck on
I
full
think
screen
you're the
now?
new host. Okay, there
Oh.
you go.
That would have been something.
It's dicey here, guys. I only saw like a third of Kevin's stuff.
Well, it came
Oh,
through
yeah.
on my end, so it recorded, I guess.
Yeah, it was good. I saw it.
Yeah.
God.
I heard your little phone, when it makes that noise when your phone's too close to your computer. At least it used to make that noise here in the States back in like 2003. It doesn't do that no more.
Right, for sure. Well, if my feed drops off, you guys just forge on ahead, unless it's stuck on one of you four.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, keeps cacking out on me.
What's your daughter? What's she downloading? Not sure if you heard that.
I don't even know why you're trying, Kevin.
Oh, yeah, I shouldn't bother.
Chris Roberts, go ahead.
Don't make the screen bigger. Just leave it there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I didn't get any chance to go to my favorite thrift store this week because of work, and I haven't had any chance to pick up any vinyl, but I did pick up a couple things, and the Laker game starts in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to show all my crap now, and then I'm going to pretend to be paying attention for the rest of the podcast after that. So, and out of honor, for our good buddy Curtis, and I know this is a big piece of his favorite movie. Well, it's not a big piece, but it's definitely a quoted part of the movie. I got Wild Gunman. So,
Oh yeah,
it's a complete baby's toy. You know?
yeah, exactly. You got to use your hands.
Right? You gotta use your hands. You even got the little hang tab there.
Yeah.
What you're really looking for, anybody who just kind of comes in and is like, what the hell are they talking about Nintendo shit for? I'll just tell you something. If you find one that has a little sticker right here that says Nintendo, buy it, unless it's really expensive. But if it's cheap, you better buy it because it's worth a lot. Amazon had I don't know, somebody in this horror group I'm in posted some sort of link to Amazon, and they had I'm pretty sure this is probably bare bones, but they had the 8 film collection of Saw, and normally I don't get suckered into things like this, but it was like $13 shipped, so I thought, oh, okay. And like I don't really care about big sets on Blu-rays and stuff like that, but
You can just go ahead and throw that right away.
yeah,
Just throw it away in the garbage.
no, it's really good. Have you never watched them
Oh, I have.
and you don't like them, huh?
Not my cup of tea.
Really?
I watched the first one.
Well, I thought the first one was pretty solid as far as it was a lower budget.
I appreciate the
film.
first one for its
Yeah.
ingenuity, and like the twist was good. I remember watching that in the theater and being like, all right, that was good.
Yeah. Well, okay, listen.
But
Is
it's
it-
ridiculous.
but it's a horror movie. You have to watch these things with a certain lens. Okay. You're not looking for The Godfather here. This isn't
No, I don't.
high art.
I just want a movie that I can enjoy.
Okay. Well, then you don't know anything. So, and then, so I was at the swap meet, and this guy had some wrestlers, and I normally don't buy. I only usually buy the Hasbros. Those are the ones I usually go for. Those are early 90s. Sometimes I'll pick up the LJNs if they're in good condition. Usually they're pretty trashy. And but my oldest son, when he was little, it was the height of the Attitude Era. So I bought him all the wrestlers. And one of the wrestlers around here that, because sometimes I'll come across his toys digging around, and was The Rock. And it was pretty cool because it was like the early bad guy Rock. And it's ironic because we were talking about him a little bit before the show. And so I picked him up. It was a couple of bucks, and I really didn't look it over. I just kind of glanced at it and thought, oh, okay, cool, $2. Just threw it in a bag. And then I got home and I was just kind of like setting up stuff I usually document my pickups. And I was like, oh, that sucks. One of his fingers are cut off. And then I kind of switched it around a little bit, and I realized this little hooligan, he made it where he's flipping the bird.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah, and honestly, I'd rather it be that than missing just one finger, because that actually it's really indicative of the time.
Right.
The bird was a big deal. Almost everybody had flipped somebody off at one point or another during like the 97 to maybe 2000 era. Everybody was flipping the bird in wrestling, and it was the Attitude Era. So that was pretty cool.
You know what, Chris? I'm pretty sure that figure is the one that I had growing up. Like I only had like a couple rock figures, but I think that's the one I had, because that would have been like 98-ish. Right?
Yeah, this is definitely he was a heel because he still kind of has the attitude on his face or whatever, but he's got his eyebrow raised. But he was the cool heel. This was when he started to kind of really start to gain popularity, and not too long. Post
Maivia.
Oh, way post Maivia. And eventually, they gave him the babyface turn. They would flip flop between him being a heel and a good guy, basically, depending on who Stone Cold was wrestling or whatever. And, sometimes they needed more baby faces, sometimes they needed more heels. But
Kevin, wake up.
It's okay, Kevin. No, I understand you're not a wrestling guy. Look,
I got it all.
I don't know what to tell you, man. And then also I got like a couple of these, So these
you need more of those.
I do. Actually, I honestly do. And it's kind of embarrassing to tell you how many more I need. But I rearranged. I really like the setup now because see, my NES collection's here, right? And there's a shelf that's like right there. Okay. And it had my Atari games on there, and I was very content with that. But one day I was sitting here looking at it, and I started looking at the top shelf. I had Star Wars stuff up there, and I'm like, it really doesn't flow well. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to put box games up there. And then I thought, I'm going to have these NES games with the Atari games. Anyway, I just said, fuck it. I put all the Mario Duck Hunts. I flipped with the Atari, and I'm content. But it's going to, it's going to cost me some money because I'm going to have to buy. But, I mean, people keep sending me free ones, so I got like another 20 in the mail. So
jeez.
They're on the way.
How many more do you need now to fill up this shelf?
Like 230.
Oh my
230 more.
And I will have a total of 650 when it's full.
So what's a complete set of NES games?
Well, now see, I know where you're going.
To you.
No. Honestly, there's two ways to look at the complete set. There's the licensed set, which is 278 licensed games, and then if you add in the unlicensed games, it's 206 or 7. Hold on, let me start.
Yeah, you're saying that wrong.
I know, I said it completely. I was thinking about how many games I needed. All right, let's start that again. The licensed set, I'm good, is 778. No, 678. There you go. 678 games for the licensed set. But with the unlicensed set, it's 768. So essentially, there's 90 unlicensed games. Well, it's not essential. It's exactly 90 unlicensed games.
So to you, what is a complete set? What's the number?
That number, 768, is a complete set. Because that is what a complete set is.
So I want you to get 769 Mario Duck Hunts.
Well,
just to have one more than a complete set.
I would do that but it wouldn't fit on the shelf. So to me, a complete set for Mario Duck Hunts are now 650. And find someone who's got more.
I'm just trying to get you onto Vice.com again, and then who knows where from there.
Listen, I can
market you.
I want
769
or QAnon. I'm going for the big boys, okay? And forget. Come on, Vice News. Come on,
Chris.
That was just a stepping stone.
Do you, as you are quickly approaching death, due to your advanced age, do you think about like your kids being like, what are we going to do with all these
deal with all this crap?
Duck Hunts?
No, because I've shown them how to sell on eBay, and they could just log into my account and sell them, and it would be all profit for them. So what do they care? They can be cutting the best deals.
You're answering this completely seriously. I love that.
I'm going to give you a serious answer.
What?
You're a serious guy.
How annoyed would you be if, like, it's time for you to go in the old age home, like next month or something like that?
Very, very
And-
soon.
Right.
And they put you in the old age home, and you're like, okay, take care of all my games, go sell them on eBay and that. And then they come back like a month later, and you're like, hey, did you sell all my games? I'm like, we brought them to the Salvation thrift store.
Right, just donated them.
They gave us $30. We thought that was pretty good. Would you just like die of a heart attack right there? Would you be done?
In all honesty, I would just think whoever got them got the deal of the lifetime. That's cool. I actually rolled into somebody must have died and they donated all his horror tapes because it was all rare shit and it should not have been in a thrift store, and they were all 50 cents a piece, and I got 73 rare horror tapes all at once, which was probably worth about $6-7 grand. So
Jeez.
well, plus that sealed Super Mario World. The only reason I got that is because some grandson was selling some crap that belonged to his grandfather. So,
because my
goes.
my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they are like reaching that point, right, where they're going to have to figure out what they're going to be doing within the next couple of years. And they got a house loaded with crap. And I tell them, like, they're like, oh, you guys will take care of it. I'm like, look, my idea of taking care of it is a dumpster comes up into the yard.
Right.
And I'm throwing everything in there. So if there's something that you want to give to somebody or thing, and they don't believe me, they think like I'm going to like find a home for all this stuff. I'm like, no, you're going to do it now because I'm going to throw it all out. And none of it's like I'll keep something that I want, but for anyone else, it's in the garbage.
Well, I understand, but I mean, it's a fair point, and they might, and if they want to waste money they could have, that's up to them.
As long as that doesn't bother you, then
wouldn't
you want to take care of that for them though and sell it for them? And then
I mean, okay, what are we talking about here? Sudden heart attack? Or are we talking like I'm 79 or 80?
You're 79 now.
Well,
or you better do it before you're 79, actually.
Well, I mean, see. All right, there's two ways to look at it. Is there nobody's going to care in 30 years? Sure. And then tell that to the people with the Honus Wagner baseball card. So there's always going to be somebody who cares about something. Now, it might not be all of it, but one of the items might be the Honus Wagner baseball card. Who cares? And then sell that and throw the rest in the garbage. I really don't care. I like the stuff. Maybe I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I feel like I got a few years of enjoyment.
I would say minutes at best.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Bill, you're back.
Did I miss anything?
No.
We had a very deep discussion about vinyl. And
we haven't shown a record yet, actually.
Oh, new record here.
47 minutes in.
Not one single LP.
So yeah, you better take over, Bill.
I think we might be stable now. Don't know for sure. I had to reset the whole works.
Is your door on? Your doorbell on?
That's off.
Oh, he's frozen again. We can't hear him.
I am?
What? Bill, can you hear us?
Nah, I don't buy it.
You had him going there for a good solid 3 seconds. So.
Don't buy it.
I'll take
it. Yeah. Hey, thanks. Duke has popped in on the chat. Duke, good to see you. He's checking in on Chris Roberts, I imagine.
Making sure the plug is getting out there. The word's getting out.
It's right there.
No insider secrets are being leaked out about the next episode.
I was just about to say, but I can't now.
Duke can't stay up very late. We'll get it out of you as soon as he goes to bed. How about if I show a piece of vinyl? Wouldn't that be something?
Let's do it.
Yes.
I am still going through my Beatles box here, so there's only a few titles left. Let's do it. What do we got here? We got the Let It Be album.
Mm-hmm.
Very strained record.
The Phil Spector mix.
Yeah, you guys heard Let It Be Naked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
What do you prefer?
I think I like Let It Be Naked, but you grew up with the original Let It Be, so
yeah. I haven't heard it enough for it to like get me to turn me yet. I still like the OG, I think.
Yeah.
Some of the OG is like way over the top with the strings and the harps and all that. So that I understand.
Yeah.
But there are other tracks that, are fine on here. Let's see what's in here.
They're both a mixed bag.
Yeah. Whoa.
I really like that album though.
Easy access.
So the sleeve's got some images here.
Nice.
It's a cool studio shot.
Yeah, that album. The studio or the album tracks are better than the ones that
There's
like
trouble.
Let It Be. I mean, how many times can you listen to Let It Be? But like, there's like Dig a Pony on there, which is just a fantastic tune.
Mhm.
I like that. I think it's the opening. What's the opening song on the record?
Two of Us.
Two of Us. That's a good one. I like
That's
that.
a good one too. I used to play that on guitar. Should relearn that one.
I don't know which way to open this sleeve. Which way should I go? That? Or
You got your choice.
I guess it's this way, supposedly. This feels like an original pressing. It's nice and heavy. Looks good. That's a good one. So we got Let It Be. And we've talked about this album before. I think I've said that it's my fave. I got a note on here. I don't know what it's for.
Probably for your video.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, when I did all the research. So back when, this is the black label worth between 20 and 30 bucks, I guess.
Mm.
And this is my only example of it. So I guess it's the black label thing is the difference. Let's see what the black label is all about. Come Together, Something, Silver Hammer. Oh, Darling. And then you got, of course, the Beatles medley in there.
There's only one track I don't like on that, and I think it's Harrison's. I think it's the start. No, it's the last song on side one.
I Want You?
I Want You. Yeah, I never dug. I can't get into that one.
Oh, that groove, man. I dive into that groove.
No, I don't know. I just like, to me, it really interrupts the flow of the record. Like when I'm playing it, and we used to play. I say this because I used to play it like every Friday night. I would have friends over. We had this thing that we used to call the Friday night drink, and Abbey Road we played like every week, and it was always so, because the first like few tracks, it's just like banging them out really good, and then I Want You comes on, and it's just like that was always like the bathroom break song.
Oh man, no,
I never did. I'm sorry. It never got me.
I have the.
You're telling this to a George Harrison guy.
Hey, dude, I love George Harrison.
No. But if you had to pick one of the four, which one's your guy?
Of the Beatles,
Yes.
Ringo.
Okay. See? You got taste.
Well, I Want You is a Lennon McCartney, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I think, but I think different album placement or different track placement, I think it wouldn't bother me so much. But because it's like end side one,
Yeah,
or
it's
side
got
A,
that crescendo of an ending with the white noise blanking it out. I love it. I like it.
I like it too. I don't think there's a bad song on that album, except for the first track, because it's overplayed. I kind of skipped that one. I'm like, okay,
True.
I don't need to hear Come Together again.
As a side note, the Beatles Rock Band, that's a fun one to play on the Rock Band.
Yeah, that's
too.
right,
I Want
yeah.
You.
And I don't understand why anyone plays that Aerosmith version of Come Together. It's the exact same. They did absolutely nothing different of it. And all it does is force every radio station to play that song twice as many times.
So that's it for the studio stuff. And now I guess we're getting into some weirdo stuff. This looks to be some kind of compilation.
Yeah, my mom had those, Volume 1 and Volume 2. She probably still does. I think they came out in the 80s.
This is their early stuff, it looks like. It's by EMI. It's still their label.
Yeah. I mean, she bought them in the 80s, so I always just assume they came out in the 80s.
It doesn't get the respect because it's a compilation.
I see. See, you're putting your fingers right on there, too.
Still a capital. Look at that label. We haven't seen that color before.
Some of those compilations for the Beatles, though, are great. There's this one. Gosh darn it. I wish I would have bought it when I saw it. It was, I don't know. I remember it had Hey Jude on it, so it was a later one. But it was a great compilation. And I had never seen it. But, you know, it's not like One or the blue and red things, the hits or whatever.
Let's see if it's in the box.
Maybe it is.
Beatles rarities. What is this? Oh, so this got some of their German songs on here.
Oh, nice.
She leap deek. Yeah, yeah.
You know my name? Look up the number. There you go. Boom. There's a night right there.
So where is this from? This is, again, Capitol Records still. It's official release. Don't Pass Me By, The Inner Light, Cross Universe. Yeah, you know my name. Sgt. Pepper Inner Groove. So this is the that's the, you know, the phantom track on Sgt. Pepper, apparently.
It's just that. It's nothing.
It's merely several seconds of laughing and gibberish that
Yeah.
appeared at the tail end.
Is it plated? No, because on the album, isn't it in reverse? Is this played? Like, did they reverse the reverse so it's played normal? Is that what that is? So you can hear what it actually is? Because isn't that the one where it's like?
Don't know.
I think it's that. I'd like to hear that.
That's
the original White Album cover, isn't it?
That's
what?
No, it wasn't White Album. It was called the Butcher's Banquet, I think. And it's one of the most expensive records you can find if you can find it in this state. It was immediately recalled due to the craziness.
Right.
And you can find it in 3 different states, this record. So you can find it in this state with the original cover. And then you can find it in the state where they recalled them and then they pasted over a new album cover, a new picture. So you can find this with a sticker over top. That's the second state. The third state is where you can find it where someone actually took the sticker off and you can tell the sticker was on there.
And everything,
but the original one is still there. So 3 different states you can find it. And this record is very, very rare, sought after, huge collector's item.
What's on that record?
You're the vinyl pundits. You guys are supposed to have this information.
I just
want
to
get with the Beatles box doesn't know.
You know my memory. I've always said I have no memory.
Yeah, but you just had like all that great trivia, but you don't know what's on the actual album.
I mean, that was very
pulling out.
You went from this great wealth of knowledge to I
always have the start. I have the start.
Yeah,
of the
it was a good start.
That's like there's this Jerry Lewis film called The Day the Clown Cried. It's very rare. Only a few people have ever seen it. What's it about? I probably a clown crying. I'm not sure.
Oh, now here you go. Now here's a variant of the Capitol label. See that? You get that in the little circle now, and you got the rainbow label. You can't remember all this Beatles stuff. It's too much to remember. But that's in good shape. The Beatles rarities. Is there a year on here? 1980, they pumped this out.
Now, when you showed the back, maybe I misread, but did I read Help? How is that a rarity? Is it like a different version of it or something? It was on the back, not that. It was on the back of the cover you showed.
Yeah, I think it's all different cuts, right? So this is like, before we were getting box sets with unreleased
so maybe
material.
They were goofing around or acoustic, or what's going on there?
Help. There are 2 versions, each with a different lead vocal. The single version is more rare than the album version, so it has been included here. In addition to a cleaner British version was also used. Remember earlier on the Beatles stuff, I talked about all the different mixes that different countries got. So that's kind of what they're talking about there.
That's cool.
What was it? Hey Jude, the single versus the album cut has 2 different guitar solos on it. One One has George Harrison playing, I think, a flying V, and the other one has him playing, I think, his regular Rickenbacker, but it's plugged into a Leslie speaker, so you get a nice softer tone through it. And they're two different sounds, two different releases.
What album is Hey Jude on?
That is, was it Let It Be?
No. Hey Jude was only a single. I'm sure it's on an album, but of their main albums, it's not on any of those. So I'm wondering what album would be the
Hey
other.
Jude is on Let It Be, though. It is, but Let It Be is kind of a compilation.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey
boy.
Jude. Hey Jude.
Hey,
Hey Jude.
Vinyl pundits need to get their act together.
Oh, my act is together.
Hey Jude is on Let It Be.
No, it ain't.
Come on,
Yeah.
read it, Bill.
Yeah, it's not on here.
What do you mean? You got a crappy version of Let It Be, though, because mine has Hey Jude on it.
Nope. Sorry.
You better go get your cover, Kevin.
It's all the way upstairs.
Well, when I'm off, I'll get
next
my.
week.
I got the Beatles recording booklet, and I'll look.
And
at it.
and I'm not trying to say that you're wrong about it. I was just wondering, okay, because I know of the single version. I was like, I want to hear the other version. I was just wondering what it would be on if you did know. But it's fine. Kevin's wrong. That's all that
Hey,
matters.
I could be totally naming the wrong song too. My memory not so good. You guys
That's
know
true.
that. So this is the last of the Beatles proper stuff. The Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh,
Have you guys seen this one before?
yeah, that's cool.
It's got the tickets are like embossed on there, so it kind of feels like they're glued on, which is neat. Oh, there's the back. Beatles concerts, man. They had terrible PAs. They played for like 28 minutes max, and you couldn't hear anything for all the screaming, so it didn't matter that the PAs were crap. Sticky. What's going on here?
Someone really likes their Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl.
There, it's taped here. I didn't do that.
Definitely Bill Condish.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can see it there.
Some mice gone at that or something?
Why would it be taped closed if it's a gatefold? Well, I don't want to rip it and rip the goods here, but there you can take a peek inside. See that?
Oh, yeah.
Quality vinyl show here,
Mhm.
folks.
1 second, Bill. We got a couple questions here. Want to say hi to Tara. She's watching, and that was from Duke's wife. And Denise is asking why I keep looking up. I'm watching the Lakers game. It's the finals. So there you go. Carry on, Bill.
Okay.
We can't ignore the chat, Bill. You want engagement, and yet you never talk to them.
Come on.
Duke
I'm
has
busy.
been here. He's been saying things. Come on, get in on it.
I'm getting grilled by this guy up here. So I'm got to get on my toes properly. There's those screams I was talking
Bill.
about.
High five, Bill.
Bing. There we got some more shots of the people and the signatures. Yeah, George Harrison even has the best signature. Like, can tell who the real artist is. Look at that. She's really got it going.
Best Beatle right there.
So there you go. There's the label. I was just seeing if the ticket is embossed on this label too, but it is not. It's just a print. That's cool on Capitol Records. I believe this is actually a pricey album too. I looked this up at one point, and it kind of shocked me the value of it for some reason. But that came out in '77. So yeah, Denise knows I'm still fuming about Record Store Day, and she's right. So I'm off my game a little bit. So that's it for the Beatles stuff. If we come back to me again, I have what I have of them independently. So we're going to go through some George Harrison stuff and some Paul McCartney stuff if it comes back around. You never know with my feed what could happen. So with that, I will pass it on over to that guy, Curtis, and see what he's brought us. Rolling Stone stuff.
Yeah, I think, why don't we just jump into some Stones, right? That's the big debate, Beatles and Stones. Where do we stand on that? Huh? Bill, where do you stand?
Well, there's really three pillars to modern music: Beatles, Rolling Stones, and Bob Dylan. Those three created the entire world we exist in now as music. Beatles first.
Okay. Chris, hey, do you weigh in on the...
Yeah, it's Beatles. That's not even close for me. I do like the Rolling Stones, but I don't think they're in the same class. Sorry. I do think they're very good. Don't get me wrong. Great performers, great hits.
Apologizing to?
No, I'm just saying I understand their relevance. I think they're awesome. And I'm also apologizing to you. You're wearing a bunch of Rolling Stones crap. What do you want me to say? I'm just letting you know. I'm just saying I think they're very good. I think a world without the Stones would have been okay. I think a world without the Beatles would be a disaster.
It's the smartest thing you've ever said in all your years.
A world without Bob would not have the Beatles or the Stones. So that's kind of where it...
I think a world without Bob is kind of what we have right now. It's fine. Sorry, Denise. I'm joking.
Well, music has devolved into quite a situation nowadays. You're correct on that, Chris Roberts.
Kevin?
I love the Rolling Stones. The Beatles have like obscure tracks that are better than the Rolling Stones' best tracks. So it's Beatles for me. I mean, you could take like the weird obscure album cut off of a obscure album from the Beatles, and it will be better than the Rolling Stones' best.
Also, I think that cultural relevance. Now, maybe it was bigger overseas, but I mean, I really feel like the Beatles had such an impact and really changed so much, and they continue to change.
Yeah,
it wasn't just the invasion; it was continuing, and even their solo careers, they were just so much more important.
Yeah. I mean, you could take the Rolling Stones and you could say the Rolling Stones is a blues and rock band, whereas the Beatles are the
music.
Beatles. They're the Beatles. Like they just had their own, like Led Zeppelin kind of developed their own style after the first few albums. There's a few, but the Rolling Stones are just a really good, like they sound like a rock band. They sound like a blues band that, they don't really have their own sound.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say Beatles too, so
yeah.
I just don't know what you guys, but
I love the Rolling Stones. I
think they're great. Yeah, they're awesome.
But tonight for me, it's all about Rolling Stones. I wish I had it with me. I would show it, but I left it in London. I read while I was over there Keith Richards' autobiography, Life, and it got me reinvigorated with the Stones. And I started listening. I listened to all of their main studio albums. So I did a couple live ones and haven't really dug into their more obscure stuff yet, but I did their entire library from, when they were just doing covers all the way up into their latest one, which was the Blue and Lonesome. And now like the Goat's Head Soup remaster, which I would love to have shown this time. I went out to try and find it since it's out, the new deluxe edition of Goat's Head Soup, which is a completely underrated album. I think it gets lost because it's the follow-up to Exile on Main Street, but man, that album is so good. And I really, going through their whole discography again, I really loved that one and the follow-up to that, which was It's Only Rock and Roll, but I like it. I think those two, everybody talks about the Stones and like their heyday was 68 to 72, which was like Beggar's Banquet through Exile on Main Street. But I think the next two albums after Exile are like continues that. And then they stumble once they get to Black and Blue. I think that's their first kind of like, take it.
Some Girls is a little underrated too.
Oh, no. Some Girls, they get it back. Some Girls, Emotional Rescue and Tattoo You, awesome. But as far as like just solid all the way through, no stumbling, I think you could include those two albums. And then Black and Blue is kind of like a misfire. There's a couple good tracks on that. But anyway, having said that,
What is Angelfire.net? Is this like some sort of porn thing or something? What
No,
is
it was a joke because you were talking about you just got a website, and back in the day when you would make your own website, like you would use.
Is it like GeoCities?
GeoCities.
Yeah.
Okay. If you use GeoCities, I would have got it. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I originally did have GeoCities,
hold on.
but I went with Angelfire.
It's okay.
I'm going to show one thing before I start with the Stones, and that's because it kind of goes hand in hand with the Stones. When I first got into record collecting, it was kind of, it wasn't by choice. It was my buddy. It was my birthday, and he just got me 2 records. I didn't even have a record player. He got me 2 records, and this was the first one, and it still has the sleeve on it that he wrote. It was obviously from Neil, and I kept. See, weren't you saying I don't have the protectors? Nice. This one I kept on because he wrote on it.
Nice.
So yeah, phenomenal album. The reason he got me this is we were playing pool a lot at the time. I love pool, and at the pool hall, I would always play "Won't Get Fooled Again." And every time it would get to the, and the drum solo, and then it would do, wah! I would always try and line up a shot and take a shot right when that would happen. And it would the ball would sink and it'd just be a really cool moment. And so it became like a running gag. We would always play that and try and hit cool shots. This is nice and hefty.
Nice.
This is such a good album.
Yeah, I love that one.
It's their best.
It is their best. I think it's the only Who album I own, actually. I think so.
Are you saying that's better than Tommy?
Yeah. Tommy has too many moments that are not as drags.
Lordy.
It drags, Bill.
Oh.
So that was. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm really not a fan of his rock operas. I like that album. That's good.
So yeah, Neil got me. That was the first album, and then the other album he got me was Exile on Main Street.
Excellent.
So, arguably the Stones' best album. It is not my favorite. I think if it was this is a double LP. If it was a single, I think it would be. But I think there's a little filler on this one.
I'm a sticky fingers guy.
Oh, we'll be getting to that, don't you?
All right.
Shut up. So this has probably my favorite opening to a Stones album. I love Rocks Off. I think it's such a good song. Rip this joint, take it or leave it. Tumbling Dice, can't go wrong there.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Loving Cup, I've been listening to lately. I actually made a Spotify playlist that I call Rolling Stones Deep Licks, and it's all my favorite of their album tracks. And I tried to pick like my favorite from each album. There's a couple albums that I skipped, but I tried to make my own LP, so like 12 songs of all my favorite like album cuts on Spotify.
Jack White does a cover of Loving Cup, and it is.
Ooh, I'm gonna
look that up. It's good times.
I put that Pride and Joy on my Spotify to listen to. And this one, of course, I really came to appreciate Keith Richards' songs as I was reading the book. Of course, Happy. Oops, where's that right there? That's a good one. I came to love his voice, and I started listening to his solo albums with his band Expensive Winos.
Yeah.
Dude, so good. And I love like the reggae kind of feel. Oh man, really good. I love Shine a Light. That's another like my favorite one on this.
That's a good name too. Expensive Winos.
Yes.
I like
it. I'm not gonna take the things out of here. Whatever. We're moving on. So let's go back a second and go to Beggar's Banquet. Now this is a different cover.
That's like the main cover.
Whoa.
Now.
Turn that back around. What do we got there? No. Outside. What do we got right there above the R? Looks like we got some
There's your nudity.
A little bit of nudity.
That's
As promised, nudity every
Yeah,
episode.
nudity every episode if we can help.
There's Bob Dylan on that cover too.
That's a great photo.
That's really cool. Is that like a take on the Last Supper or something, or is that
I
just?
think it's them just like living lavish. It's a
Yeah,
banquet. Yeah,
that's really cool.
living like rock stars. This is great. Huh?
Oh,
Say it, the
here.
clear one. Ooh,
Man. Very nice.
that's awesome, man.
I love this one. This one is very like Beggar's Banquet and Let It Bleed are both very like country. Like there's a lot of all their like album tracks are very Mick Jagger doing his like country voice.
Yeah. And it's weird how all the singles were like poppy.
Yeah, it's because like I think Beggar's Banquet is the one that starts with Sympathy for the Devil, right? It doesn't say in here. I don't remember. Anyway, good shite. And then this one is probably my runner-up for my second favorite album.
Yeah, it's so good.
This one is great.
Uh-oh. Somebody's getting an argument, getting domestic
Ruh-roh.
in the background.
What? That's not.
No. Dinner just arrived, so I was just saying like, hey, I'm gonna cut it short in a few
Yeah,
minutes.
get out of here, woman. That's what I heard.
Love that. This record should be played down. And I will say this, of all the concerts I've been to, the Rolling Stones by far were the loudest. Like ungodly loud. And like I thought Guns N' Roses would be loud, and they were loud. But Rolling Stones, I mean, Petco Park in San Diego is right in the middle of the city, and you're just surrounded by like apartments and hotels and stuff.
Yeah, it's a really cool setup.
Dude, I just thought if you're not a Rolling Stones fan, that must suck because everybody in like a 5-mile radius is hearing this right now. Oh, and here we go. So this one, I think this one's got a little ding on one of the songs. I think you can kind of see, and it came in the package.
That's what.
Is that title? Right.
That's the title of this episode.
Now, is that title "Let It Bleed"? Is that like a take on the "Let It Be," or is that
that's what people say? But I think this came out before "Let It Be" or around the same time, or like a couple months. No. I just wonder. That's my favorite.
Also, while you were overseas, did you pick up anything while you were over there? Like, I mean, maybe you get some regional stuff or whatever.
No, but I did. I found a record store. It's an amazing record store. I can't wait to go back when I go back to London. And I'm going to go back with like a list because it was kind of overwhelming. And I never got to spend a lot of time there because of the coronavirus crap going on. And we were like walking a dog every time. And it was just, I could never like just let it sink in. So I'm going to go back there and I want to pick up, because there's a couple, like speaking of Rolling Stones, their early albums, they had like UK releases and US releases. And there's a couple of them I like the UK release more. Between the Buttons is one that I like that one more that I wanted to get. Anyway. Let's
Did you try to go to like the, I mean, I obviously I didn't look up all the geography here, but I mean, were you anywhere close to some like Beatles stuff? Like, could you go walk on Abbey Road or
no, we've
a crosswalk thing or what?
Haven't been to Abbey Road yet. We could go, but I think that's like on the complete opposite side of London.
You got to do that though, man.
I suppose I do. Well, geez, okay, calm down.
Just saying.
And then, okay, here's the money.
Yeah, it's with the zipper.
This is my favorite Stones album, Sticky Fingers. It is the best. This is the deluxe edition that came out like a few years ago.
Oh, I want to get that.
Yeah, dude, it's so good.
Mine
black.
Mine just has a zipper printed on there. I don't have a functioning one.
Yeah, my zipper's tore out.
So this one, it's a double LP, deluxe edition.
double LP. Is that like 45 speed or like
Did
why
I-
is it double?
I think they put extra tracks in there.
Did they?
Oh yeah. I'll
Okay.
show you. So this is the main one. And man, talk about perfect album, like the track placement. This one is so good. You can't really see it. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, Brown Sugar, Sway, Wild Horses, can't hear me knocking. You gotta move. Ah, so good. So good. Anyway, but so that's cool. Obviously, the album's amazing. But the deluxe edition, man, this second disc it comes with. Sorry, one sec.
I mean, you could just set it down.
No, this is my favorite one. I got to treat it nice. So this is the second one, and now this one I'm going to read it off here. So it comes with so it's got Brown Sugar as played with Eric Clapton.
Oh.
It's got a Wild Horses acoustic version, alternate version of Can't You Hear Me Knockin', an extended version of Bitch, and an alternate version of Dead Flowers. And then side 2 is a live, just all live tracks, and it's Live With Me, Stray Cat Blues, Love in Vain, and Honky Tonk Women. So good. I'm not
That's good
gonna
times.
I'm not gonna take this one out. It looks roughly the same. That's just gonna take too long. But yes, so I was so bummed because I went to my local record store to get the Goat's Head Soup Deluxe Edition, and they didn't have it. But have you guys heard that new track Scarlet that they did with
No.
Jimmy Page?
No.
Oh my gosh, look it up. It's so flipping good. I can't believe it. They recorded it in '74. I can't believe it never came out until now. That's like a lost hit. It would have been huge. So we'll end there for now.
I want to show you the Bill version of that album.
Yeah.
See what you get here. See,
Bill Condish.
Oh man, your zipper's gone, bro.
that's what happens when you get a ridge. It's all a ridge. But I don't know if yours opened up here. If the belt opens up.
Mine, yeah, it opens up. I just don't like to touch it too.
And then you get like his stomach hairs are in there. You
Oh
see
yeah.
that?
Oh yeah. There's some pubes in there, maybe.
And it is a spectacular ass. Like, give the guy
Oh
credit.
yeah.
Now, do you think that's really his, or is that a stunt ass?
It's spectacular though. It was amazing.
Little taint tickle.
And before Chris takes off, I want to set the record straight about the Beatles stuff. I looked it up in my Beatles recording sessions book.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Now, someone said this revolved around the song Hey Jude, but it was actually Let It Be. I was talking about Let It Be.
I knew it.
I don't know who was saying Hey Jude, but it was Let It Be that has the two different solos in it. That was recorded Sunday, January 4th in 70. Sorry. Near the end, like this is practically the last page of the book was the last of the sessions.
What is the last song they recorded? Was it the end? The one where they do the guitars? They each do a little guitar solo?
Let's see here.
That's the rumor. I would like to know if that's true.
Friday, the 8th of May. Everyone has a view, so they're just there listening to it. Stereo mixing. Recording across the universe on April 1st. Maybe that was it. The rest is session stuff. Okay, yeah, let's get back to it. It's widely believed that there are two different takes of Let It Be publicly available, the single released and the Let It Be LP version. Certainly the lead guitar solos in the middle eighth differ considerably, and the LP version has a longer duration. But in truth, these are one and the same version, but they recorded two guitar solos at the same time. However, They had the 2 lead guitar solos playing side by side, the 30th of April 69 overdub and this latest overdub. In the remix stereo used for the single, the newer overdub was mixed out, leaving the 1969 version on its own. The opposite was then done for the album. The April 80th 69 solo was mixed out, leaving the January 4th, 1970 solo. Not mixed out of the single version, but certainly mixed very low were the brass and cello. The LP gives prominence. To date, no commercially released version of Let It Be features the true and complete 8-track recording with both solos playing simultaneously. I don't think I've heard that. I don't think they have released that yet.
You think, Yoko's holding it hostage or what?
But hey, you know, we were talking about all these rare Beatles albums and that one you were talking about. Kevin, maybe you should go get yours, because if your Let It Be album has Hey Jude on it, it might be worth some money.
No, I was wrong. I mixed up. So
now, will you be talking about that on buriedonmars.com?
No, I was thinking of the album Hey Jude. Hey Jude has that's the compilation album that
Gotcha.
the one that they released after Abbey Road that Bill had showed, I think last week time or something. That's the one that has the version of Revolution. I mixed the two up.
That one actually might, speaking of, if that's the one that Bill showed, that might be the one that I was thinking of that I should have picked up. It's here for this stuff.
You're right. You are right.
Speaking of the Beatles, though, I did look up Bill's the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl, which he said was major.
I didn't say
pricey.
major. I said
You said it was very expensive, and I could see it here on Discords for $9.99, $5, $16, $8.
Now, will
this
your
one-
kids sell those when you die, Bill, or will they just go to the...
This one's the
That's
LP
funny.
version, the gatefold. Is yours the gatefold, Bill? Does yours have the gatefold?
Yeah, remember it's taped closed for some reason.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So that one, this guy's selling it for $4.50. So,
Bill, gold mine.
yeah,
Right.
you should bring that in.
See,
Get that
these are the
appraised.
facts you guys are supposed to be digging up. Thank you very much, Kevin.
No
I
problem.
appreciate that.
Anything for you, man.
Oh, what was that? Hey, Kevin, what was that song you were just saying to listen to? I was going to look it up on Spotify.
Jack White did a cover of Love. No, not Love in Vain. Love and Cup.
Yeah.
Somewhere. I remember seeing it somewhere. It was really good. Am I going now? Is it me?
Chris Roberts, did you want to bail?
Yeah, I
wanna
gotta
say goodbye?
go.
You gotta watch basketball.
Well, and also dinner's here, so it's
What's dinner?
It's just In and Out, but hey, it's good. Got my keto going, so I got the protein style, secret menu stuff. You have to be in the club to get the secret menu stuff. Nobody knows about it. It's a secret. So
I don't like the secret menu stuff.
So what's the is it just a protein burger? Like there's no bun or what?
yeah, there's no bun. That's it.
you're
But
just getting a patty.
maybe you don't like that. You don't like putting chilies on your burger?
Nah, I don't like any of that stuff. Animal style, any of that.
Well, animal style, I
Here's the
go back
thing.
and forth, but the chilies are awesome.
Here's the thing. I don't like In and Out at all.
Okay. That doesn't make you cool. You're not hip. Sorry, dude. That's not. I know you're trying to be total hipster right now, but
You know what
I
doesn't
know
make
you
you
go to
cool,
Jack in the
Chris?
Box. Yeah, you go into Jack in the Box.
Please.
Right.
Eat that swill, that gruel. No,
What, going to the Korean place you were trying to send me to get Ebola when I was over there visiting you?
what Korean place?
The Korean barbecue place across the street. I'm like, yeah, any good restaurants around here? He goes, oh, there's this great over there where like there's 750 people out there vending in front of it and they're outdoor. I'm like, no.
Absolutely. That place is
Coronavirus.
delicious.
That place has
Chris.
cockroaches in their kitchen. And I would bet you $1
Have
million
you ever
they
eaten
got
a cockroach?
And
You want to
never
talk
eaten
about
there.
protein? Cockroach. Full of protein.
Yeah, but rat poop don't have protein in it.
Okay, well, see, now you're just bringing in too many different things. What are you complaining about?
All of it. Anyway. All right. Well, I got to go. It was good seeing you. And we'll see you next week.
Nope, probably not.
Thanks again, sir.
Oh.
Oh, we're probably going to lose Duke now. So
Oh, dude, we should get Duke in here. What's Duke doing?
He's
yeah,
playing
Duke, the
tapes.
link is at the top of the chat. Anyone can call in. It's an
Yeah,
open
come
show.
on in. We'll see your tapes. Chris Robertson can't figure out how to leave though.
I just booted him.
Oh.
Enough of that guy.
I think that's hilarious though. Is there any good places to eat around here? Yeah, this place over here. No, I don't want to eat there. That's crap.
It seriously is like delicious Korean barbecue. But he was so freaked out because like there's like a place, there's a parking lot in front, and then the sidewalk, they have like street vendors out there. And he was like, street vendors, whatever, dude. It's good stuff.
I was talking to Sarah the other day with that time last year when we stopped in Buffalo because Hodge wanted to go to Checkers. And we're all sitting there eating our Checkers, and it was okay, but there was this place across the street that was just bopping. It was like all the locals were coming in and out of this place with takeout and everything. I'm like, oh man, that's probably the place we should have went to. Instead, we had Checkers.
Well, you know, yeah, it's too bad Matt Bandy isn't here because talking about burgers, he came and visited one time and he was like, I want a burger. Let's go get a burger. And dude, I swear to God, just randomly we picked whatever was closest to us. It wasn't like my personal recommendation. I would have never done this. He ended up getting food poisoning.
Oh,
And, oh, dude, the reason him and his wife were in town was to go to Price is Right the next day. You know, we got to go wait in line for a long time. And dude, he gets food poisoning. He's up like throwing up all night, and he ended up going to the Price is Right, but he said it was just terrible the whole time.
oh my God. Did he make a shirt?
I think they did have shirts. I'm not, you know, I will have to ask him. I can't remember, but
He probably wore one of his metal vests.
yeah, he didn't wear a shirt. He just had like chains, like nipple clamps. But yeah, he hangs that over me like every time. He's like, I don't want to go get a burger. Like, first of all, this was his mistake. I said, unless you're at a fancy burger joint, never do like medium rare on a burger.
Oh, no.
Like
No.
you have to be at a top of the line place. And he did medium rare. And I said, Matt, after he ordered it, I was like, Matt, what are you doing, dude? Don't order medium rare on a burger at like a, you know, mid-level burger joint. I was like, you got to be at like a chop house for that, bro.
The kitchen must have had a good time when they heard that order.
Yeah.
Ground beef, medium rare. Ooh.
I know. I was like, oh, dude. So that I blame him. That was his fault, man.
All right. Well, Chris Roberts has exited. We've lost all of our viewership, but we will forge on ahead. We got Kevin, who's fresh with a new website, buriedonmars.com.
That's right. .com.
Don't forget, if you want to join us, the link is in the chat somewhere, or call out for the link and we'll put it back in there.
So speaking of Bill, here's another band, yet another band I introduced him to. And in about 10 years, he'll claim that he introduced it to me. But while his memory is still fresh, do you remember me introducing you to this band, Bill? Greta Van Fleet. Remember those guys?
I had heard of them already.
This guy. So I was such on the cutting edge with Greta Van Fleet. When I heard them, I needed to grab their album right away. And at the time, they only had this EP. So you got the Highway Tune, Safari Song, Flower Power, Black Smoke Rising. That was it. That's all they had were these 4 songs.
Wow.
And there wasn't much in there, just your lyrics. That was it. And
can I just say something? Their videos have popped up on YouTube.
Me too. Yeah.
And I can't watch their concerts. Their vision of what I hear is so mismatched. I cannot watch their concerts. It just pulls me out of that music.
Well, I have an open mind, and it doesn't bother me at all.
You knew exactly what I was talking about.
No, I knew exactly what you're talking about by their videos popping up, because they popped up for me too. And I'm like, oh, there's my guys. And I listened to them, and I was absolutely fine. Because I understand that they're young guys, and, you know, they do things a little differently than you old folk, you know, you guys who remember A&M records and all that. So then this was their first album, but so they had the EP, and then they came out with this album. It was only on CD for the longest time, but last year or the year before, it came out for Record Store Day. Back when I would do Record Store Day. Now I am against Record Store Day.
Nice. Did you even attempt it this time?
No. Screw that. Like there was the NIB album, which I did write up for on buriedonmars.wordpress.com. You go check that out.
No, buriedonmars.com.
Oh yeah, forget the WordPress. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that it's one of my favorites. It's like, how I discovered Black Sabbath and all that, and they finally came out on vinyl, but the double vinyl was $80. I'm like, I'm done with this Record Store Day, man.
Jesus.
It's too expensive. And for one, it's too expensive, and for two, like how all the stuff is, distributed and all that, they got to figure all that stuff out. And I'm not lining up for this stuff, so I just don't care.
How about lining up for nothing, not getting anything?
Yeah, that's like that for a chance to get something that you might get something. I did enjoy it in Sudbury, because the places wouldn't open until 11, so that's fine. I'll line up at 10 a.m. But to get there at like 6 a.m. for the chance to get something, and it's just too much. So then this was their big album with all the big songs on it. This was their second full album. That came out last year. Yeah, I'd say last year. And they get knocked around a lot for sounding like Led Zeppelin. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, why don't I just listen to Led Zeppelin?" But I mean, Led Zeppelin hasn't put out a song in 40 years. So, how about listening to something else? So these are all great, though. Looking forward to their next one. By the way, AC/DC announced a new album today.
So pumped.
Yes. The rumor is December 7th. They'll be coming out, but who knows? That's just a rumor for now. But before the end of the year. So.
Yep. That'll be something.
So that's all the Greta Van Fleet, because that's all the
Ryan Johnson too.
Yeah. Everybody's back.
Yeah, that's great.
Phil Rudd got his legal stuff taken care of, and Cliff Williams said after the last album that he was retiring from touring, which everyone thought that meant, he's left the band. But what he said was he's retired from touring. Recording was always still on the table. So, I don't know if he's going to tour with the band. I don't know if there's going to be a tour. Who knows if anyone's going to be able to tour next year. But
I can't believe Rudd's coming back.
Who? Oh, Rudd? Oh,
yeah.
Well,
when they were interviewing him during that whole thing, he looked so ragged and out of it. I just didn't think he'd be able to hold a beat again.
Well, Angus is very loyal. That's, I guess.
I guess so. He didn't seem like anyone could possibly work with. But that might be just how he interviews when a camera shows up outside of his house to talk about his alleged hit squad.
Well, and anytime I read anything about Phil Rudd, like how he is in the studio and that, it's like he gets it in the first or second take, and when it comes to studio time and recording and all that, that's like a precious item that like the drummer is just going to get an entire track done in one or two takes, He
can keep the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard Stern, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, he had Lars on because they were having a big discussion about top drummers ever. And they're like, what? Let's ask Lars. We can get Lars in here. So the next day they get Lars on there to settle the feud. Who is the best drummer?
Show, eh? What? We can't figure out who the best drummer is. Let's get Lars in tomorrow. I guess.
But out of all the drummers, Lars had quite a nice thing to say about Phil Rudd. He took the time to have a nice little story about Phil Rudd, even though it was all about Neil Peart versus Bonzo. But he took the time to say, hey, well, let's talk about Phil Rudd actually and what that guy did.
Yeah. I mean, you can't put Keith Moon or Neil Peart or Bonzo in a band like AC/DC. It just won't work. You need, there's got to be a give and take. Pete Townsend is not the greatest lead guitarist. You know, he's more of the big chords in that. So you got the drum guy and the bass guy to do all the fills. You know,
Yeah.
Van Halen work. There's only one guitarist. You know, so the drum guy can do the fills in that. So AC/DC, you got Angus. Angus is your star, your show. You don't need anyone showing up Angus in that band, and that's why he works so well. And there is something to be said about, you know, someone that can do a fill and minimize it, you know, not overdo it, you know. It's all a give and take. Anyways, I got more records to show if you want me to show them.
If you want to keep Duke on, can you whip out some of your Dave Matthews now?
I'm not at the M's yet,
Oh,
so
Stay
Duke, you're gonna have
tuned,
to wait a little while before I get to the M's. I do have Vince Guaraldi. You need to have this in your collection. Come on, Charlie Brown Christmas.
dude. Green vinyl.
Yeah, you want to see that?
Yeah,
see
where'd you
green
get that? What's the story behind that?
This was Music Vaults, I believe.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah, I ordered it online, and it wasn't expensive. And it is some cool green vinyl.
Oh,
See through.
that's nice.
So this is a fantastic album. I mean, you got to have this. If you don't know what you're doing at Christmas time. Christmas is a time for jazz. Vince Guaraldi.
Hmm.
Come on.
well, what else is on there? Is there music? Is there talking?
Is there music? It's the
Is
whole
there
thing.
story?
What are you talking about? You've never heard of Charlie Brown's Christmas?
Not on record. I've
Oh,
seen
my
the movie.
Oh my goodness. You got O Tannenbaum. What Child Is This? My Little Drum, Linus and Lucy, Christmas Time. And then Christmas Time is here with vocals, Skating, Hark the Herald Angels Sing. So some of it is the kids singing from the cartoon, but a lot of it is just him doing the jazzing it up. And his band, it was a trio. So there was just him on the piano, a drummer, and the stand-up bass. And it's fantastic. I'm surprised you guys haven't heard this. Come on, get with it. Christmas time, get this.
What'd you pay for it?
Less than $20. It was between $15 and $20. I can't remember. It was $16.99 or $17.99 or something like that.
I will say my record store has a little Christmas section, and I was tempted. I do want to beef up my Christmas album.
I love jazz at Christmas. Like jazz is just like the Tony Bennett and all that stuff. Like that just kind of, to me, that fits. You know, I don't really like the traditional Christian church singing stuff.
Yeah, no, not.
I like it. You know,
we're in agreement there. I'll go.
Like just nice because it's nice. You can put it on while you're opening the presents and all that stuff, and just relax and.
Yeah, because I think I have like the Christmas stuff I have is a little too. I'd like something a little bit more chill, you know.
Yeah, well, absolutely get this, and then get the Tony Bennett. There's a couple of Tony Bennett Christmas albums. Get this one, and yeah, he's really good at Christmas time too. You get some good jazz musicians together, and he's got that smooth voice.
I can dig it.
Yeah. Let me do one more. My only Guess Who album. For some reason, I got Share the Land. Probably because I picked it up cheap. I'm more of a greatest hits guy with the Guess Who. A lot of their albums I'm not really keen on. I do like the hits though.
The hits, yeah, it does it for sure.
But this is an exception. This is a really good record. Oh, it's a gatefold too. Shows you how much I listen to it. So this one does not have Bachman on it. He already left the band.
Looks like Leonard Nimoy there in the gatefold.
No, that is a what we call an indigenous person here in Canada. That is an indigenous person bill. And then this is the band. What's his name? Is it Kip? That's his name. Oh, the other guy is on guitar, not Randy Bachman.
Yeah, the other guy.
But it has Burton Cummings is still on this one. And you got your Share the Land. So this is original print. I think might be from the 80s. Who knows? Did they reprint this in the 80s? I don't know.
Imagine them continuing without Burton Cummings. Like,
Without Burton Cummings, and there is still a version. If you want to get started on the Guess Who, man, there is a version of the Guess Who that's around today, and all they have is the drummer who was on like a few of the bigger known, more well-known albums like American Woman and that, and it doesn't sound anything like the Guess Who. It sounds like bad 80s hair band rock. It is a crying shame, man. You should look up the cover of the Guess Who's current album, because it's like all these young guys that are wannabe rock stars and just some, big old man on the drums in the background.
Like, why would you do that? Why do you do why do people do that? That's like, I never understand that.
Well, because they can't make it on their own, right? They don't have enough music talent. They need to like ape and steal this name, this brand, and go tour. So can you imagine you're hey, let's go see the Guess Who tonight, and you go there and you're thinking you're going to see Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman, and you go there and it's like these three douchebags and an old drummer man. Like,
it's like a Mighty Wind, the new staple singers or whatever.
Yeah, totally. Like there's a few bands that are like that, like Quiet Riot. I don't believe have any of the original members. Actually, it's funny. My friend Mike Ladano, you can go check out his website at mikeladano.com. He's got these great stories of how, like 5-10 years ago, he would get in fights with the people who were running Quiet Riot, because they were constantly altering their Wikipedia site to make it sound like as if they still had original members in the band when they didn't at all. Like they would say like, oh, this guy was on this album, but he wasn't on it at all. So Mike would go in and fix the Wikipedia page, and the next day, like it would be changed back to all this wrong information. And then he would report them, and then they would report him. And it's just crazy, stupid stuff. But they want to tour under the name, right? And just get people who don't know any better to buy tickets. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Anyways.
Well, Burton Cummings doesn't sound like Burton Cummings anymore either. So what can we do?
No, that's true. What is Duke saying that's so cool about? Is that all my my stuff? I imagine so, right?
He's still believing that you got some DMB coming out soon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, can I tease? We're getting to the point where I have to tease next week, right? So look at that. Speaking of
shit, dude.
Speaking of GH,
dude. What did I say I was doing next?
Oh, are you doing that next? Oh, well, I better show mine right now then. Here you go. Concert for Bangladesh. Do you have it in a cardboard box?
Hey,
I'm sorry, who is that?
Do the side by side. Yeah.
George Harrison.
Oh, of course.
With about, I think side one, disc one is all Ravi Shankar, I believe.
There's a lot of Ravi.
There's some. I remember playing some foosball and putting this on as well. Just sit there listening to some Ravi. It's like, hey, when does Eric Clapton come on this? There you go, the kid in the middle there. So yeah, this was a concert that they did for charity for poor kids in Bangladesh, and everybody was on this. Everyone who was friends with George Harrison. So yeah, you had Clapton on here, and I can't remember who the heck else. Richard Starkey. How'd they get him?
Billy Preston.
Yeah.
Bob. Ravi.
Mick Jagger, Keith Richards. Oh no, these are who wrote the songs. I don't know who the heck song this. It's been a long time since I listened to this. But I got the original sleeves on here. These are nice sleeves. Orange.
Yeah. Your copy's looking good. Might be afraid to show mine.
Yeah. Is yours in bill condition?
Well,
was there any insert in this? It's been a long time since well, maybe if yours has an insert, and mine does not, apparently. So you might have one up on me. Yeah, there's a 3 disc. You don't need to see all 3. They're in good shape. I don't even remember where I got this. Must have been a record show.
Yeah, I think we went to a record show.
Okay.
And that was on your list to pick up or something.
Yep. Well, I needed my Ravi Shankar. There you go. Let's see yours, Bill. I showed you mine. Show me yours.
I believe the story goes with this too. Like, people don't really know where all the money went for that show because it was financially a disaster because no one knew what the hell they were doing. It's the first ever benefit concert.
Right. Yours is fancy plastic.
Comes in this huge plastic because you can't find a poly sleeve to fit these things. But here's the original price tag I paid.
25. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Take a look there. Looks better if I go this way, right? Okay.
Sure. Sure. Curtis looks dumbfounded. I don't think he's ever heard of the concert for Bangladesh.
You are correct.
Bangladesh.
Sure.
It's got some.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely Bill Condish. We're in for a good ride. Sit back, people. Subscribe.
$25, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, so we open that up. Oh, yeah.
No. Oh, you got an insert. See? There you
Yeah. See, this will have to be an unboxing video later on. You'll have to tune into the new video to see this
man.
whole thing. Wow,
I'm
it is.
pissed.
It is thick too. Holy mackerel!
Uh,
Look at all that Ravi, George.
Actually, you know what? I think mine's upstairs. That looks familiar. Might have that upstairs. Yeah, I've seen all this before.
Yeah,
The
you
heck's
saw
my-
my copy,
No.
Leon.
I'm gonna go check. I gotta go see now. I'll
This
be
was
back.
like the first Bob live show in a long time. They weren't really sure if they could even get him on. There's a famous Bob photo right there from the concert for Bangladesh. Really great book. It's totally way better than what Kevin just showed you. There's the back.
Oh, I like that.
There's
What is that?
It's a check for some kind of money.
Yeah. Sexy.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, I got the fancy sleeves he was talking about.
Yeah.
As we can see, with the boat kid on the bottom. Vinyl's good. I wonder where Kevin's looking for this book.
Who knows?
Next one.
I like it.
Look, the labels are like, I don't know if you can see there. It's some kind of texture going on there.
Oh,
Almost
yeah.
like they got hit by water or something.
Yeah, I can see that. It's got the little bubbly, little ripples.
Yeah, a little wrinkly.
I got no insert. Gotta go find one on eBay now.
Look at that. One giant band there. You know that's Ravi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the third one. Yeah, they all got these sleeves. God, the vinyl looks so good. A lot of just really big bands on there. And you know what, Kevin?
Mm-hmm. What?
Mine comes with an extra sleeve. No one would have wagered that.
So you have
Or-
three records and an extra sleeve.
A Bill record with
Wow.
extra sleeve.
Wow.
What if you're missing a disc?
Well, I only have three.
What if you're both missing discs?
No, I don't think so. I don't have a track list on an insert to double check.
Can you be sure?
Let's see. How many records are in here?
It's got me nervous. Side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4, side 5, side 6.
Yeah.
That's it. 3 discs.
Three.
I win. I win.
I don't
Nice.
know. My box is in much better shape though. With
His
those
box
corners on there.
Yeah, those corners are good. Very nice.
Nice corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure I can find that insert somewhere. It's probably a yard sale.
Finally, another George somewhere in England. That's where Curtis was not too long ago. Somewhere in
Yeah.
England.
It's very true. I think I saw that wall.
Yeah.
Was that
Very famous wall.
or sidewalk? I guess. Was he laying down on the front on the cover? Is he on the sidewalk? Is that
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, his hair doesn't seem to be laying back at all.
That looks like the sidewalk. That's the road.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's actually very common. That's how the sidewalks look. Yeah.
There you go.
It's George Harrison. He probably lifted the sidewalk and rode up behind him, so he
He
could take
would.
a photo. Then he
Yeah.
put it back down when he was done.
They just photoshopped him in front of it.
Well, there's telling you here it's a massive art installation on a wall.
Oh, I see. There you go. It's hanging.
Uh,
That's art. Look at that.
you make art with art. That's how you do it.
So what's on that? Anything good?
Blood from a Clone, Unconsciousness Rules, Life Itself, all those years ago. That's the big hit. Baltimore Oriole. Teardrops, That Which We've Lost, Writing on the Wall, Hong Kong Blues. That's a good one. And Save the World. But all those years ago, that was definitely the big number.
Mm.
There he is, getting some work done. Who do we got on here? Anyone?
Not Roy Cooter, but Ray Cooper.
Yep.
Ringo.
Jim Keltner. Keltner's unofficial Wilbury, isn't he?
Is he? Sure. Neil Larson.
Al Cooper.
Al Cooper, yeah.
Oh, George Harrison.
How'd they get him? There you go.
So there we go. That's my that's it for George Harrison for me. I was kind of surprised that's all that was on my shelf. Yeah.
Really?
You don't have the what's the big double? I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
do have
have
that.
Yeah, I think I saw it at your house. It's just not in
Stamp?
the Beatles box.
Stand by.
What the heck's the name of that album?
Why couldn't he at least change the camera?
You don't like Conan?
Well,
We're
this is a giant thing.
well, we could look at Bill's house.
Oh, there we go. That's quick.
Hey, oh, get out of the way, Bill. We're looking at your house.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for reminding me, Kevin.
There it is. Yeah.
There you go.
All things must pass. That's the name of it.
This is his magnum opus, leaving the Beatles to do this.
And was that the first one he did after leaving the Beatles?
That's
Yep.
right. Yeah. McCartney and
Well,
Lennon are just stonewalled by it.
Well,
They had no idea.
there was a bunch of songs that he wanted to do on the Beatles albums, and they wouldn't. They're like, no, George, that's not good enough. So he had to put them on that thing.
Yeah. He was ready for it. Triple
Yeah.
disc. Like, come on. Look at that price, though.
Triple
It's
disc?
a triple disc, $18, man. See how cheap vinyl was back in the day?
Oh, I remember. I mean, I'm not back in the day as much as you guys, but before this whole
What?
vinyl,
Oh, man.
whole vinyl book
We're not
happened.
Chris Roberts' age, you know. Come on, that's some slang.
You're getting up there, though.
Got ways to go.
Got a big fat bag on here. This took some hunting. I recall I hunted this for a long, long time before I could find it for a reasonable price, because that is an extremely cheap price. And I think there is an issue with one of the pieces of vinyl, if I recall. There's just some chipping away here on the top. Otherwise, the other corners look not too shabby.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen better. I'm sure Kevin has a better one.
I actually don't have that album. I need it.
It's expensive.
Yeah, I know. I might just settle for a CD.
Love the cover. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's not pretentious at all. It's just George. Okay, so we have all the sleeves here. I'm trying to see if there's a booklet. Doesn't look like it. Apple Jam, which is a big tune on here.
I remember Jeep.
Oh, that pretty. I gotta see because I think that looks good. I thought one of these discs had an issue with it, but this one looks pretty good. I like that label. That was side 6, 5 and 6. This is side 4 and 3. It's got RA, like putting his initials all over this.
Old RA.
Surprised it's not on both sides. It's got the regular Apple logo we're used to. I think that there's nothing going on there either. Those look good. Oh, it's RM. Sorry. RM.
Oh, I read it as RA as well.
It did look like RA.
Yeah.
No, this is all in good stuff. Good shape. If not for you, with Bob Dylan.
Is it missing an insert? You got an insert in there.
This is all that's here. 3 discs, 3 sleeves, and the tray. So if there was something else, I don't have it. There's nothing on the back. So you'd think there would have been something. That's all my George Harrison. Pretty sure.
Wow.
Pretty sure.
Nary a Cloud 9 in the bunch.
No. Well, see, now I'm thinking I have that. I don't know. You see, I'm in the part of these shelves that just has, it's got Stones, Beatles, Bob, and Grateful Dead, and they're kind of been pulled out and put back in. So maybe we'll find something later on that shelf. But that's it for now for George Harrison. Next week, when we come back, I'll have some Paul McCartney and John Lennon stuff. But right now, I want to go over to my pal Curtis and see if he's got anything to finish us off with.
Well, I won't take up too much time. Let's see what I want to do here. Oh, I'll do a couple things. Okay, so we talked about who was it? Kevin, I think you were showing something. You were like, this is a greatest hits band for me.
Guess who?
Guess who? Yeah. Well, this is a
See
greatest
you,
hits.
Duke. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Peace, Duke. This is a greatest hits band for me.
Oh, Foreigner, yeah, for sure.
I don't think they would have like an album that I would need to get, but really cool album there. You can kind of see. It's got that jukebox. Oh, and it does have a
Gatefold.
gatefold. Yeah, to use the technical terms. So yeah, kind of pulls out.
Yeah, I always
Cool.
thought that was neat on that.
Yeah. Good stuff. Actually, should listen to this one again. It's been a while. A little smudgy up there. A little dusty. Uh-oh. Oh, looks like there's some sort of scratch over here. Anyway, that's a good one. But yeah, I don't like Foreigner.
Yeah.
Come on. But they got some good stuff, you know. Hot Blooded Jukebox Hero. Urgent.
Yeah.
But that's
Big kid wanted to say hi to everybody. She wanted to see what a real Hollywood celebrity is.
Oh,
That's
hi,
right.
hello.
Right over there.
Okay.
It's my friend Curtis.
Disappointing, am I right? She can't hear me, right?
She
No.
can't hear you, so we're almost done.
I like to bring, you know, last time I showed soundtrack. I forget which soundtrack I brought, but I wanted to bring another soundtrack. This is possibly my favorite soundtrack from any film. That's
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
time.
Just watched that the other day.
Well, and that's what made me think of it. I was looking through my stuff today, and I pulled it out because I was like, "Oh, Kevin just was talking about this." So good. This is an old double LP too.
Double.
Nothing. Oops. China. Sorry, it's getting a little reflection-y. There we go.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a copy of that for sure.
It's just full. It's like hit after hit. Yeah, it is a double LP too.
Dazed and Confused has a great soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
too.
I would love to find Dazed and Confused. Like 70s is kind of my jam with the music. But
Surprising the amount of music they licensed for that movie, though, too. Like big name stuff.
And there we go.
Oh, nice.
Damone is a little prick.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
love
awesome.
that. I listen to this one a lot. And then since we're getting to the end here, I'll polish it off with this. I brought this one for Bill. I was going through my stuff and I was like, do I have any Bob? I have one.
All right.
I have one Bob, and
Here
it
we
is
go.
Greatest Hits, Volume 3.
Oh, volume 3.
Yeah, which volume 2?
No, 3.
Man, a constant sorrow. Huh. I didn't know there was a volume 3.
There is, but I don't remember it looking like that.
Well, maybe this is like the US version or something.
Wow. Yeah. Huh. Isn't that something?
Yeah. And so this kind of ties into what I was talking about before with our pool hall. Me and my buddy, my buddy Neil also got me this one. And I believe it's because it has I Shall Be Free on it, because I think that's the one we used to play in the pool hall all the time. Dang it, that's too bright. Yeah.
Very nice.
That's cool. I appreciate that.
That one's for you, Bill.
I love it.
And that's where I'm going to end it for me.
That's how I got into Bob, was someone lent me a greatest hits.
Also, I don't know if you can see, it's a 3 smackaroonies up there.
Mm.
Oh my God. $3.
$3 for volume 3.
Yep. That's $1, not per volume, but you know, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. That's okay.
Good try, though.
I was trying to find it while I was there, but it just didn't happen.
I was thinking, then I stopped before words came out of my mouth.
You're smarter than I.
I wouldn't say that, but
All right. I guess we have to stop it there, unfortunately. It's been
good place to end.
It's been quite a journey. I didn't see most of this show, unfortunately. I'll have to catch the replay. But I do want to thank my guys for showing up. Curtis, so awesome having you back on the show. I appreciate you coming back.
Yeah, hopefully
good times.
Hopefully I can get on more of these. It's just schedule's a little bit tougher now, you know. We'll see. But you hit the right day. It was the right place, right time today.
Yeah, Wednesdays can come around every.
And
so
honestly,
often.
it's kind of all over the place for me. So it's just kind of keep hitting me up, because it might be, you know, if it's Friday next week, Friday might work. You know, it all depends on work.
Well, I'll keep you in the loop for sure, my friend.
Appreciate it.
All right. And of course, Kevin, hot off a brand new website, barrydownmars.com. Now, do you have to put the capital letters in when you go?
No, I just do that so it's easier for it to read, so it can flow better.
I don't know. I think it'll take you a long time to remember to say it. One, because you're not putting the underscores in there, and two, you're not saying WordPress.
Right.
It's a whole new thing.
barrydownmars.com. It's still very awkward for me to say. It feels weird, very foreign. It's only hours old, but it's there.
Fresh.
And next week, getting into the there's my teas.
Yeah,
all the Ridge stuff too. From
really?
I don't
what?
Know, maybe. No, I don't know. Maybe so. It's probably 80s reprints.
Yeah. All right. And of course, we had Chris Roberts. It's good seeing Chris Roberts. Go check out his brand new podcast. Go look for it, called the Retro Nonsense Podcast. Him and Duke over there at Retro Nonsense. 2 adult males on the road to discovery. Male lustful discovery from minks to
From Milan to Minx.
there. I was trying it. I was trying
A
it.
strange exotic journey from Milan to Minx.
Thank you. Kevin's got it. And you can follow me, Bill, at STC Pod. That's where you can find me on Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Start to Continue. Lots of stuff coming. We're going to have a podcast tomorrow. That's going to be exciting.
What?
Return of the podcast. That it's on the books. It should
We
happen.
just did one like last week. What's going on?
I know. It is a weekly show. We try and go weekly. So,
Oh my goodness.
although it's taken me all week to get back the subscribers I lost from recording the last one, but we'll claw my way back. So we'll try it again. And look for that. Hit the subscribe. Lots more fun stuff coming. Some unboxings and that sort of stuff. More vinyl stuff. And that's it. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks in the chat. Thanks guys. Appreciate it. Next time, 1 week, we'll do it again.
Bye.